Attention! This is Mock Draft 1.0 and is subject to change in future videos. My mock draft was created by me and my opinions on these players. However, the film used is not mine. Also, this mock draft includes no trades. And it's just not how I roll. Enjoy the video. The first pick in the NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals select defensive end Nick Bosa. If you haven't been living under a rock, then you already know how surefire of a pick this is. Bosa shares the elite speed and strength that his brother possessed coming into the NFL. Bosa can make an immediate impact improving the Cardinals' pass rush and will prove to be a phenomenal complement to star edge rusher Chandler Jones. The Red and Gold take the best linebacker in the draft to number 2. Kentucky edge rusher Josh Allen can help San Fran's D take that next big step. Allen will help to improve not only the 49ers' pass rush, but the run D as well. At 3, the Jets take Alabama defensive tackle Quinton Williams. The Jets love themselves good defensive linemen. And Williams, well, he would bring a whole new look to the Jets front, which already has star defensive lineman Leonard Williams. Having the two of them on your D-line, well, that's a nightmare for any one of those AFC East divisional teams that aren't exactly notorious for a great run game. The D tackle from the Tide also knows how to pester a QB. With their first of 3 picks, the Oakland Raiders select Michigan defensive end Rashawn Gary. Everyone knows how much Gruden loves his defensive guys. And Gary, well, he's an athletic freak who could develop into a top edge rusher in this league. Some may consider this a reach, but I believe he will go top 5 after the numbers he'll put up at the combine. Jonah Williams is the pick here for the Bucs at 5. The Alabama O-line prospect is a great run and pass blocker who will flourish in the NFL. Williams would be a great fit in Tampa and give quarterback Jameis Winston a lot more time to throw. Not to mention Williams is a versatile enough player to play either guard or tackle, which especially is useful for the Bucs O-line, which is trying to develop an identity. At pick 6, the New York Giants get their future in Ohio State quarterback Dwayne Haskins. Haskins is arguably the best quarterback in the draft. He's in a great situation, sitting and learning behind Giants legend Eli Manning. Come next season, Haskins will be able to take the reins of a great offense that has Odell Beckham Jr. and star running back Saquon Barkley. At pick 7, the Jags take LSU linebacker Devin White. This is with the presumption that Jacksonville lands their quarterback in free agency, whether it be Nick Foles, Teddy Bridgewater, or someone else. Regardless, Jacksonville seemed awfully soft in the middle on defense, in my opinion. White is a very versatile linebacker that will make for a frightening addition to a linebacker core that already has Telvin Smith and Miles Jack. With the 8th pick in the draft, the Lions select LSU corner Greedy Williams. Williams is a top 5 talent that possesses a lot of the same traits Jalen Ramsey did when entering the league. Pairing Greedy Williams with Pro Bowler Darius Slay would make for a disgusting Detroit secondary. No-brainer for Matt Patricia and the Lions here. The Ole Miss receiver is the guy for the Bills here at 9. DK Metcalf is a love or hate prospect. However, I happen to love him. At 6'4", he has a size, which is something that cannot be taught. I believe that Metcalf will also have a day at the combine, where he will showcase his speed and agility. This big-bodied receiver will add a weapon to the offense for second-year quarterback Josh Allen. Ed Oliver is the pick here at 10. The unbelievable defensive tackle out of Houston is still here, and new head coach Vic Fangio's mouth is watering with the defense he could put together with Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, and Ed Oliver. I could also see a QB taken here, however Case Keenum was given a pretty sizable contract, so I doubt they quit on him after 1 year. At 11, the Bengals take Florida tackle Jawan Taylor. The Bengals have a lot of weaknesses, however offensive line seems to be their weakest. Taylor offered great protection for the Gators in his tenure there, and would be a great fit on the Bengals offense. Pairing Jawan Taylor with Cordy Glenn would make for a solid pair of offensive tackles. With their first of 2 picks, the Green Bay Packers select Florida edge rusher Brian Burns. Burns, another guy who may be a reach now, but I think is going to kill at the combine. Burns is fast, very fast, and versatile enough to play end or linebacker. In addition, Brian Burns would be a nice scheme fit in Green Bay's defense, which is lacking a good pass rush. Duke quarterback Daniel Jones is the pick here for the Fins at 13. Ryan Tannehill is the Dolphins' biggest question going into the offseason. I believe Miami and Tannehill part ways, as they get a fresh start with a new head coach and a new quarterback. Jones has a great arm and has proven that he can place the ball perfectly in his receiver's hands. The Atlanta Falcons take Christian Wilkins at 14. The Falcons have been looking for a guy to play the middle for a while. They signed Terry Poe a couple years back, but he left after a year. Then emerged defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, who's going to be a star. However, Wilkins, a great run stopper, would be a destructive pair with Jarrett on the line. Defensive-minded coach Dan Quinn would be head over heels for the Clemson tackle and the schemes he could run with him. At 15, the Washington Redskins draft Georgia cornerback DeAndre Baker. Josh Norman is only getting older and hasn't been the same since leaving Carolina. The Skins traded Kendall Fuller to the Chiefs when they traded for Alex Smith. Regardless, the Skins cornerback room isn't the strongest right now. Baker would start immediately across from Norman. The Panthers take Clemson defensive end Clelin Ferrell at 16. With Julius Peppers set to retire in a year now, and Mario Addison is 31, which isn't exactly a prime age in the NFL. Ferrell is a great pass rusher and would be able to fit right into the Panthers' rotation and contribute right away. Eventually, Ferrell can take on a starting end role and become a star in the league. The Cleveland Browns take Arizona State wide receiver N'Keal Harry at 17. The Browns take this big-body receiver and give second-year quarterback Baker Mayfield another weapon. N'Keal Harry tore it up in college and will do the same in the NFL. Pairing him with the likes of Jarvis Landry and David Njoku is frightening. At 18, the Vikings take tackle Greg Little out of Mississippi. If you watched the Vikings game this year, you would see how O-line was a glaring need. Greg Little, an elite pass protector, would be a great addition to Minnesota O-line. Last year's second-round pick Brian O'Neill played great this season. Pairing O'Neill with Little would give the Vikings great pass protection for years to come. Dexter Lawrence is the pick here at 19. The defensive tackle out of Clemson would be the eventual successor to Jarrell Casey. Vrabel, depending on the defensive scheme, could move Casey outside or pair him with Lawrence in the middle. Another nice 1-2 punch for a draft class chock full with defensive linemen. At 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Michigan linebacker Devin Bush. Bush has alright size, standing at 5'11", but he has speed to keep up with most tight ends and some receivers. This talent is something the Steelers have been missing over the middle since the very unfortunate loss of Ryan Shazier. Hopefully Shazier is able to come back and perform. However, Bush can man that middle linebacker spot until then. At 21, the Seattle Seahawks select edge rusher Montez Sweat. Sweat, who is an absolute machine for Mississippi State, possesses a unique combination of size and speed. At 6'6", Sweat has the size to play defensive end, but a lot like Bears edge rusher Leonard Floyd, Montez Sweat also has the speed to play linebacker. Sweat would be a huge acquisition to Seattle and give Pete Carroll another great player to move around on defense. At 22, Baltimore drafts Alabama safety Deontay Thompson. Weddle is aging, and his and Tony Jefferson's future with Baltimore is uncertain. Deontay Thompson will come in and be a day one starter for this already stellar defense. Similar to Derwin James and Bill, Thompson could be a serious playmaker for a Ravens team that obsesses over its defense. Great landing spot here that would immediately enter Thompson into the Rookie of the Year conversation. At 23, the Texans take Oklahoma offensive tackle Cody Ford. The Houston Texans absolutely positively need offensive linemen. If I were them, I would use 2 out of my first 3 draft picks to draft offensive linemen. Houston easily had one of the worst offensive lines in the league, allowing 62 sacks. Cody Ford is super versatile in the sense that he can play guard and tackle, which is a must for the Texans. You need to take the best available lineman. Although he is a notorious run-blocking brute, Ford also possesses the speed and quickness to develop into a good pass blocker. With their second of 3 picks in the first round, Oakland takes defense again at 24. Washington cornerback Byron Murphy is one of the best defensive backs in the draft, and he falls to Gruden and the Raiders here. Murphy is a great all-around balanced corner who would be a nice complement to former first-round pick Carl Joseph and Garyon Conley. John Gruden gets another key piece to his defense here. At 25, the Philadelphia Eagles take Alabama running back Josh Jacobs. It's no secret that the Eagles' run game is non-existent. Getting a running back in the offseason is crucial for the Eagles. Crimson Tide running backs have flourished in the NFL in the past, and Jacobs is no different. He played lights out in college, and with success as a runner and pass catcher, Jacobs would be a huge get for an Eagles team that hasn't had a good ground game since LaShawn McCoy. Ole Miss wide receiver A.J. Brown is the pick for the Colts at 26. Brown has lost the hype he had mid-season with teammate DK Metcalf in the limelight. However, I believe Brown is the more pro-ready receiver. A.J. Brown is so well-rounded, he reminds me a lot like Calvin Ridley coming into last year's draft. Brown is a good receiver, but will do his best work in the slot. With last year's 6th-round pick Deion Kane returning from injury, and speedy receiver T.Y. Hilton stretching the field, A.J. Brown would be a great pick and would fit here to give Andrew Luck another well-needed weapon. With their 3rd and final first-round pick in the draft, the Oakland Raiders select Wisconsin offensive tackle David Edwards. Having Donald Penn in 2019 does not seem realistic for the Oakland Raiders. Penn has been plagued with injuries, and when he plays, it is not nearly as well as he used to. Penn also has a large contract that needs to get off the books. Although the Raiders invested a first-round pick in Colton Miller last year, getting a quick and athletic tackle to pair with him will only benefit Derek Carr in the offense. Mack Wilson is the pick for the Chargers at 28. The 6'2" inside linebacker for Alabama has good size and speed to help improve an already talented defense. Wilson is a day one starter who is a perfect fit for a team really ready to win now. At 29, the Chiefs take Notre Dame cornerback Julian Love. As long as KC has Patrick Mahomes, they do not have anything to worry about on offense. Defense, on the other hand, is a different story. The Chiefs are the opposite of lackluster on D, and secondary is, in my opinion, a larger need for them than front 7. This is where the pick comes in. Love can play safety, Love can play corner. With Eric Berry being injury prone, and the Chiefs not having much corner depth behind Kendall Fuller, Julian Love would be a great addition to a porous KC defense. With their 2nd and final first-round pick, the Green Bay Packers take Florida safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Much like Julian Love, Gardner is a super versatile athlete that can play anywhere in the secondary. The Packers have a solid group of young corners, but after trading Clint Dix to the Skins midway through the season, the Packers don't have great safety depth behind 35-year-old Tremaine Williams. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson would just be a great scheme fit and be a great pair with Jerry Alexander, who's developing into a top corner in the league. At 31, the Rams take Florida defensive edge rusher Ja'Kai Polite. Polite has been gaining a lot of hype lately. He's one of the best pass rushers in this draft. The Rams may lose Dante Fowler or Ndamukong Suh in free agency, and Polite would be able to come in and replace Dante Fowler on the edge. The Rams may also move Aaron Donald back inside, which would create a hole on the other side of the line that Polite could fill that end. With the final pick of my first-round mock draft, the New England Patriots take Missouri quarterback Drew Lock. Lock is a phenomenal pocket passer who could sit behind a legend for a year or two and be able to eventually step up and become Brady's successor. Patriots need another quarterback, and they get him here. Enough said. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, click that notifications bell because then you will get alerts whenever I post a video, and it would also help support my channel so much. Thank you again.